This is the news at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Laddie Williams.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, it's still cloudy in the People's Democratic Party as the Turaki group ratifies former President Goodluck Jonathan to run again as president, but the former leader has yet to say yes to this call. Nigeria Democratic Congress shows readiness for the 2027 presidential election, adopts Peter Obi as its candidate and Rabiu Kwankwaso as running mate. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde formally accepts nomination as the presidential candidate of the Allied People's Movement, pledges to rebuild Nigeria through practical reforms and transparent governance. Medical charity Médecins Sans Frontières warns Ebola spread in DRC alarming as WHO chief visits worst hit area. And in sports, PSG defeats Arsenal in penalties to win their second consecutive Champions League title after an intriguing final in Budapest. And politics leads us off tonight. Members of the People's Democratic Party, loyal to former Minister of Special Duties, Mr. Tinubu Turaki, have ratified the nomination of former President Goodluck Jonathan and have presented him with the certificate of return, affirming him as their presidential candidate for the 2027 general election. The certificate was received by one of President Jonathan's allies, Mr. Fred Agbedi, who promised to deliver the same to the former president alongside other party leaders. The event took place in Abuja amidst tension as police sealed the original venue earmarked for the exercise, a development that made members of the Turaki group use an alternative venue.
This is the access road to the A-Class Event Center in Abuja, venue of the planned special convention of the Tinubu Turaki-led PDP to ratify the nomination of former President Goodluck Jonathan as its presidential candidate for the 2027 general election. This police barricade prevents access into the event center, forcing members of the Turaki-led group to seek an alternative venue in the Gariki district of Abuja.
PDP! Power! PDP! Power! Power! PDP! Nigeria!
In a brief ceremony held in this premises, prominent PDP members made their submissions before formally ratifying former President Goodluck Jonathan as the party's presidential candidate for the 2027 general election.
That we hereby adopt President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan as our sole presidential candidate. Say aye! On behalf of this special convention, I have the honor, the joy, the delight that we are going to have as our candidate President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, a man of integrity. Kindly join me, put your hands together for this.
Former President Jonathan has remained silent on whether he intends to contest the forthcoming presidential election. Yet, the ratification and presentation of his certificate of return has left many questions unanswered.
Of course, I couldn't have been given a certificate to deliver. And of course, if you listen to the returning officer, I'm not just to deliver the certificate to him. Leadership of the party, is going to join in delivering this certificate to him. It's a great honor, and I know that Mr. President is available for service. Mr. President is ready for service. Mr. President is ready to salvage Nigeria.
Earlier, the Abdulrahman Mohammed-led PDP National Working Committee elected Senator Sandy Ono as its presidential candidate for 2027. raising the question of which candidate will ultimately be recognized by INEC.
INEC is aware of convocation of the NEC meeting by members of the party. The chairman of INEC is a professor of law and a senior advocate of Nigeria. He wouldn't need anybody to explain the content and impact of the various judgments of the courts for him. We are confident that things will be done properly and as soon as possible.
Yeah. All our nominations will be submitted to INEC. There's a strategy for all of this. All of them will be submitted to INEC, and at the end of the day, all our candidates will stand for elections.
Done with the ratification and the emergency venue, some leaders of the Turkey-led PDP decided to visit the original venue, which is the A-Class Event Center in the Maitama district. Here, a group of people armed with sticks attacked members of the Turaki group, leaving many dashing for safety. The nomination of former President Goodluck Jonathan brings the number of PDP presidential candidates to 2, even though only one will be recognized by INEC for the 2027 election.
And 2 more adoptions now. Former Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, says the current administration has failed to deliver on promises in energy, security and the economy. Mr. Obi was adopted in Abuja by the Nigeria Democratic Congress as its presidential candidate for the 2027 election, pledged to tackle corruption and bring millions of Nigerian youths out of poverty through agriculture and small and medium-scale enterprises. Our correspondent, Dele Omoyani, reports.
It's a special convention of the Nigeria Democratic Congress as party leaders and members gather to adopt their presidential candidates in order to beat the deadline of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
To bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The national leaders of the party arrived to cheers from the crowd.
Of all kings.
In his opening remarks, the national chairman of the party called for unity among party members.
Here we are, having the brightest chance to change our beautiful country, Nigeria, that have been destroyed to a large extent by bad leadership.
The party then moves to adopt its presidential candidates.
Would bestow the honor and the privilege on His Excellency, former Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Gregory Obi, to carry the flag and the banner of our great party, the NDC, in the 2027 general elections.
Following which the national leader of the party gives reasons for this direction.
The flag of the party that is now the hope of Nigerians. The flag that will enable our team led by Peter Obi, and the other announcement is for him to make. We won't do that.
He then presents the flag to the candidates.
On behalf of all our millions of teaming members, we present this flag to you to go and conquer and win for the NDC and for Nigeria and rescue Nigeria. Thank you. Congratulations.
In his acceptance speech, Mr. Peter Obi reels out his manifesto.
Why are we not producing more rice than they are producing? We're not even producing 10% of what they are producing. We will change Nigeria from consumption to production. We can produce rice. We should be exporting rice. I have maintained that we can make more money from the vast land in the north than we make from oil. This laziness must stop. Our country must be productive, and we must feed our people. We cannot continue the way we are going today. We'll say no to hunger and use it for employing our people. Number 5 is energy sector. It is totally unacceptable. Today, Nigeria is the country with the highest number of citizens without access to electricity. in the whole world. About 100 million Nigerians don't have access to electricity. In today's world, it is unacceptable. A country of over 200 million people only generate and distribute 4,000. And I pledge on our behalf of our government that in 4 years, this country will generate and distribute at least 10,000 megawatts. 10,000 they are doing today.
Following his speech, Mr. Obi also presented the former Kano governor, Rabiu Kwakwanso, as his running mate.
Same spirit, inviting Dr. Rabiu Kwakwanso to join me as the vice presidential candidate so we can rescue this country.
For the party, all now appears set for the coming elections. Daily Omoyeni, Channels Television News.
And to other confirmations, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has emerged as the presidential candidate of the Allied People's Movement for the 2027 general election following the conclusion of the party's nomination process. Mr. Makinde, who had earlier indicated his interest in contesting for the nation's highest office, secured the party's ticket at an event attended by party leaders, members and supporters. His emergence formally positions him as the party's flag bearer for the 2027 presidential election, bringing an end to the speculation of his political plans. Presenting the certificate of return, the national chairman of the Allied People's Movement, Mr. Yusuf Dantale, described the nomination as the outcome of the party's internal process. Our correspondent Bukola Oriewo reports.
A major twist to the 2027 presidential race unfolds at the Ogunlese Hall, UCH Ibadan, venue of the Allied People's Movement presidential primary election. This event is considered a major development in the country's political landscape as parties begin to position themselves ahead of the next round of elections. Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State is the latest on the list of contenders to formally join the race with the aim to wrest power from the APC-led government. For Makinde, as he puts it, he is in the race to help reset Nigeria.
Nigeria must reset. We cannot continue recycling the same leadership approaches while expecting different results. As President of Nigeria, come May 29, 2027, I will work to reform our national security architecture so that states are no longer left helpless in moments of crisis.
Governor Makinde thereafter was officially presented with a certificate of return by the national chairman of the APM, Yusuf Dantale, at a ceremony attended by party leaders, delegates, supporters, and political associates in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The presentation formally confirms Governor Makinde as the party's flag bearer for the 2027 presidential election. A major consensus from all leaders present here is the need for party members across the country to rally around their presidential candidate in unity and mobilize support ahead of the election, expressing confidence that the APM would offer Nigerians a credible alternative come 2027. Bukola Oriewo, Channels Television News.
And in part two, after the break, Nigerians assess President Bola Tinubu's 3 years in office, expecting to focus on power, security, and the economy. Join us again. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our headlines now. Turaki-led People's Democratic Party ratifies former President Goodluck Jonathan to run again as president, but the former leader has yet to say yes to this call. Nigeria Democratic Congress shows readiness for the 2027 presidential election, adopts Peter Obi as its candidate and Rabiu Kwankwaso as running mate. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde formally accepts nomination as the presidential candidate of the Allied People's Movement, pledging to rebuild Nigeria through practical reforms and transparent governance. A medical charity, Médecins Sans Frontières, warns Ebola spread in DRC is alarming as WHO chief visits worst hit area. And still on confirmation, as part of preparations for the 2027 general election, the Young Progressives Party has elected its first female candidate, Mrs. Anita Zugoi-Chukwu, as the party's flag bearer for the poll. Speaking in Abuja at the third elective national convention of the party, the national chairman of the party, Bishop Amakiri, says there's a need for women to be given a chance to steer the affairs of Nigeria at the presidential level. The Senate Labour Party also elected the party's national chairman, Dan Wayawo, as its presidential candidate through consensus arrangement.
From across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, members of the Young Progressive Party converge on Abuja for the party's third elective national convention. The national chairman of the party sets the tone for the convention as he lists the successes of the party in previous elections.
If you are going into stock of assessment, you will say that the party has won virtually all the elections, apart from presidential and Juba. We have won Senate, we have won reps, we have won House of Assembly given by the Speaker, we have won chairmanship election in Abia State with council. So we have won virtually within a short period of time.
Without wasting time, the party returns the national chairman of the party and members of his executive just as they vote for their presidential candidate. The party's flag is presented to the candidate by the national chairman of the party. Issues of national development and security are addressed by the party.
Already galvanizing like minds, and like as you know, today comes to the end of the whole exercise that drew up candidates across board. YPP, of course, is also one of the parties to beat in the forthcoming 2027 election. Indeed, we are focused, like I said, and I can assure Nigerians that indeed YPP has a lot in stock to give Nigerians.
Presidential candidate of the Young Progressive Party. And the truth is that the party has its constitution enshrined with so many good things that Nigerians need to know. And the truth is that very soon we shall be rolling out our plans, our policies on how we can make Nigeria a better nation.
This is the larger picture.
Away from the Young Progressives Party, the Zenith Labour Party convened its national convention in Abuja. The national chairman of the party kickstarts the convention as he identifies the challenges bedeviling Nigeria as a nation.
Those of us who have been in Labour, whether it's Labour Party or Zenith Labour Party, we have been consistent because we have a content that we cannot easily sacrifice.
Through a voice vote, the business of the day is concluded with the affirmation of the party's presidential candidate, who promised to unite Nigerians to tackle other challenges.
As we get into the business of governance, the first thing my government will do as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is to unite Nigerians.
From across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, members of the Young Progressives Party converge on Abuja for the party's third elective national convention.
In the meantime, the Nnamdi Usman-led Labour Party has formally presented Dr. Chibuzo Okereke as its presidential candidate for the 2027 presidential election. A statement by the party said his emergence followed a broad-based consensus among party members and stakeholders, which was affirmed in Abuja on May 30, 2026. The Labour Party noted that Mr. Okereke has built an impressive reputation as one of Nigeria's leading voices on public policy, legislative governance and institutional development. And the Julius Ebure-led Labour Party has adopted its national youth leader, Mr. Kennedy Ahonotu, as its presidential candidate for the 2027 election. Addressing newsmen at the event in Abuja, the deputy national chairman of the group, Mr. Ayodele Olorufemi, said the party will field candidates in all the governorships, state and national assembly positions in the next election.
We are happy that there are no incidents across the nation. Today being 30th of May 2026, all our structures at the state, local government and ward level are fully involved in the process of electing the candidates of the party, both for the House of Assembly, the House of Representatives, the Senate, the governorship, and the president for the 2027 general election. I'm glad to inform you that we have received all the results. The presidential candidate of the party, we have aspirants who shown interest. And out of all of them, there's one young man, Comrade Prince Kennedy Ahonotu, who was given a consensus vote of 2,944,420 votes. Having gotten this consensus vote and not having any opposition whatsoever, Comrade Prince Kennedy Ahonotu is hereby returned elected as the presidential candidate of Labour Party.
And in other developments, ahead of the 2026 general elections, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has made clear that the candidates of the All Progressives Congress vying for the Lagos State House of Assembly will not be taking anything for granted. He was speaking after leading the 40 APC candidates on the traditional Salah homage to President Tinubu at his Lagos residence.
With our flag bearer for the governorship candidate, Mr. Deputy Governor, the leadership of the party, but more importantly, the 40 lucky men and women who are the party's flag bearer for the coming APC State House of Assembly. We have 40 state constituencies. So each of them that has emerged, in the last primaries have also come here to pay a courtesy visit. And very gracious, Mr. President was actually very gracious to have received them. Part of the things that are taken away is that they've emerged under the umbrella of the party, not under any group or association or formation or in any form. So as a candidate of the party, you have you have everything to ensure that you close ranks
everybody that has either contested against you, everybody that you need to go and reach, every constituent of yourself that you need to go back and convince. So you can see that they will not be taking anything for granted. We will not take anything for granted, and we want to hit the ground running.
The president also received a delegation from Oyo State made up of party chieftains and gubernatorial candidates, Senator Sharafuddin Ali and other candidates from the state. Speaking after the meeting, the candidate said the party is confident of wresting back power from the incumbent governor.
Our leaders who are here and those at home, we are sure that by the grace of God and our teaming supporters in all strata, all levels of our state, all sectors of the economy and communities, we are sure of victory. I am banking on my integrity. I am competent. I have the capacity, and I'm well experienced to ensure that we win the next election. And with the area of leaders that we have, you can see some of them here. Senators, former deputy governors, and we still have a lot at home. We are sure that by the grace of God, we're going to win.
It's time to take stock now. It's been 3 years since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn into office after a hard-fought and divisive election. He took over a country in need of urgent healing, a nation grappling with economic hardship, insecurity, and the hopes of millions yearning for a better future. Tonight, our State House correspondent, Larry Lasisi, takes a look back at the journey so far and the country Nigerians have today.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu do solemnly swear.
3 years ago, Bola Tinubu took an oath of office as the 5th democratically elected president since 1999, riding on the promise to fight insurgency, revamp the economy, restore the power situation, and eliminate waste in governance.
The first subsidy is gone.
3 years after, how has Nigeria fared?
Can we just memory lane 3 years ago? Where were we? We were facing a country that economically, socially, in fact politically, economically, security-wise, all on the verge of collapse. That's where we started.
We have to situate the assessment within that. So I'm saying that in order for us to be able to understand that it takes time for the economy at least to recover from those dysfunctionalities, which is what led to the major reforms that the administration put in place.
The removal of fuel subsidy and the unification of the foreign exchange system were Tinubu's first acts in office. Praised by some as bold reforms, they're seen by others as the root of Nigeria's economic pain over the past 3 years. In a statement to mark his 3rd year in office, President Tinubu acknowledged the sacrifices that have been made, saying visible progress is now taking shape. According to the president, quote, "Our economy is now competitive and better positioned for sustainable growth than it was in 2023. Public finance are improving. States and local governments have better resources to invest in their people. Investor confidence is growing. The stock market is booming. Companies are declaring record profits and dividends." End of quote.
The government can do a lot better. In terms of what you can talk about shared prosperity, there's a major shortcoming, in that respect. Because the poverty situation has really been aggravated as a result of the reforms. And we have not seen any major, intervention or significant intervention to mitigate these pains.
On power, Nigerians see grid collapse instead of solutions. The Band A to E tariff system did little to ease the crisis, and today the country still struggles to generate under 5,000 megawatts.
Look what the man has done. He set up a power committee that he heads. They've moved power supply to the concurrent list. So subnationals can play an important role.
For the health sector, the Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control says it is a priority.
At least I know that the President has prioritized health. In the context, in the midst of paucity of resources, you understand me? Health sector requires a lot of money. Let nobody be deceived about it. But he has prioritized it in the sense that he knows now that it has to come to the fore. It's part of that social human development index.
On security, the promise was to secure the country and bring insurgency under control.
Security is a major issue affecting the economy, particularly the agricultural sector and even the perception of our country as an investment destination. Because all these insecurity problems, killings, kidnapping, these things are hitting global headlines, and which is not good for investment.
It is that he's tweaking his security architecture. You've been reading that. But it's hugely challenging. Porous borders, cultural affiliations, poverty and unemployment. Those have been big issues. But now, Mr. President is pushing on state police.
They also touch on what they feel the government should focus on going forward.
I will tell him to do more about security and to do more about the power sector. Those two issues are very, very critical. Whatever it takes.
Power supply for industry, Nigerian citizens, open the doors and windows of economic opportunity, power supply. Then fight this insecurity headlong.
3 years on, President Tinubu's tenure remains a story of bold reforms and bitter realities. Promises of power, security, and prosperity still hang in the balance. Promises Nigerians desperately want to see fulfilled. Larry Lasisi, Channels Television News.
And still to come, Dangote Refinery announces fresh cut in petrol and diesel prices in its continued effort to provide cost relief to consumers and businesses relying on petroleum products for their operations. To join us again.
There are 1,001 ways to start your day.
Whether you're in Lagos, Nigeria,
in London or anywhere in the world,
or online,
we all want a perfect start to our day, don't we?
7 a.m. Every weekday, we bring you a better way to start your day.
Welcome back. Well, to security matters now. In Katsina State, a former director of Defense Information, Major General Rabi Abubakar, and his wife have been kidnapped by persons suspected to be bandits. The incident reportedly happened today along the Matazu axis of Katsina State while the retired senior officer was traveling with his wife to Katsina State when armed attackers intercepted their vehicle and took them away to an unknown destination. According to reports, the vehicle used by the retired general, a red Peugeot 504, was later found and has been taken to the Matazu Divisional Police Headquarters. Confirmation of the abduction emerged through an informal security alert circulating among military contacts and allegedly shared by retired Brigadier General Sagir Musa, who called on security authorities to urgently intervene and secure the victim's release. As of the time of this report, neither the Katsina State Police Command nor the military had released an official statement on the incident. And now to issues around inclusion. Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has renewed his call for a broad-based dialogue on the future of Igbo people within Nigeria, stressing that sustainable solutions to the region's challenges must come through constructive engagement rather than confrontation. The governor makes the call at Lighthouse Awka governor, who attends the function in the company of his wife, Noya, with several dignitaries present, including members of the State Executive Council, APGA candidates, and other critical stakeholders from Ohaneze and Dibo. Further advocates a return to the tradition of negotiation, diplomacy, and active political participation, drawing parallels with the strategies employed by nationalist leaders such as Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Igbo elite was in denial. A lot of people in the closet were Nigeria by the day and Biafra by the night. And several paradoxes, Igbo paradoxes. Tonight is not the day, but I am very, very excited that you guys have begun this conversation. Then, in 2016, I called for the debate to begin. This is one issue that we need to interrogate very rigorously. Because we are very brilliant people. Very brilliant people. Flourished in the First Republic, in the Second Republic, were very democratic, and so on and so forth. And we make the best as we go.
I shall focus now to the environment. The Lagos State government says they will sustain public awareness campaigns to encourage residents to maintain a clean environment, insisting that they reintroduce monthly sanitation exercises here to stay. The second edition of the exercise was conducted across several parts of the state, including Alimosho and Apapa, with the participation of the wife of the governor, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Tokunbo Wahab, and other government officials. Speaking after the exercise, Mr. Wahab warned that sanctions await waste management operators who fail to service their assigned areas. He also urged residents to pay their waste disposal bills promptly to support effective service delivery.
It's the second monthly reintroduced environmental sanitation exercise in Lagos State, and residents of Alimosho are out cleaning up their surroundings. Both the young and the elderly are engaged in the cleanup exercise that has already become a routine for some of them.
Before they tell us to do it, I'm doing it before. Not now.
So it's a good thing.
It's a good thing to do it. I'm doing it on Thursday and ending of the month.
Nǹkan tó dáa fún ìlú ni o, ìmọ́tótó ló dáa. Kò ní fa àrùn sí wa lára.
Everywhere is looking clean. It's a good thing.
In Shasha area of the state, the shops are locked due to adherence to the monthly sanitation. The State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Tokunbo Wahab, and his team from the ministry are out to monitor and also take part in the sanitation exercise. Wife of the Lagos State Governor, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, also joined the exercise in Alimosho, which is ongoing simultaneously across the state. As the sanitation progresses, with students taking part in the exercise, some residents lament the absence of PSP operators in the area, which often leads to the piling up of refuse.
The last time they came to our street is December. We don't see them. All our guests. Go to Daniel Street. By Jumoke, enter. You will see all the guests. You will see them.
The commissioner says government will intensify advocacy on sanitation culture and also ensure that waste managers pick up refuse promptly.
This is one of the biggest local governments in the country, even the biggest local government in the country. We have PSP challenges here, and I'm glad the council had also tried to intervene by procuring these two compactors. Gladly also, the ED of Loma is here. We've said to him, between now and this evening, close of business today, let us have the names of those PSP operators operating in this area. Let them ask them questions, why have you not been coming? Or why have you not been regular picking up the waste? So by Monday, there will be a feedback to the council chairman. and then we take actions as we usually do internally. As for the citizens, we have to keep engaging them on why they have to take in this culture to clean up their environment.
Residents are also advised to pay their taxes, including the refuse fee.
If you don't pay for tax, if you don't pay for refuse, PSP won't be able to buy, most especially diesel, and to pay for their staffs.
As residents gradually embrace the return of the monthly sanitation exercise, the Lagos State government says achieving a cleaner environment is in the interest of everyone in order to prevent an outbreak of disease across the metropolis.
And turning to festivities now, the spotlight shines once more on Ijebu Ode in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, as a spectacular Ojude Oba festival held court. The thunder of drums and rhythmic dances of majestic horses and a sea of vibrant colors create a picture-perfect scene to mark an age-long celebration of culture and heritage. While this year's celebration carries a solemn weight, because for the first time in over 6 decades, the festival grounds are filled without a reigning Awujale on the throne. The heartbeat of Ijebu tradition remains completely unbroken and lost none of its luster.
It's the ultimate masterclass in culture, glamour, and unmatched elegance in Ijebu Ode in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, as it once again hosts the annual Ojude Oba festival, turning the streets into Nigeria's most vibrant cultural runway. From the synchronized rhythmic prance of majestic horses to the breathtaking display of luxury fabrics, the 2026 edition is proving that tradition never goes out of style. While this year's celebration carries a solemn weight because for the first time in over 6 decades, the festival grounds are filled without a reigning Awujale on the throne, the heartbeat of Ijebu tradition remains completely unbroken, and the festival lost none of its luster. Stepping up to the plate is the Council of Chiefs and a dynamic planning committee that have curated an unforgettable experience, which the Ogun State governor describes as a bridge between generations.
Beyond tourism, this has significant economic importance, and we will continue to support such festivals like this because they connect us with our roots. They are a cultural renaissance for us. It allows our youth to know that this is our history, and we must continue to celebrate it. They say a people without culture or history is like a tree without roots. I can see we Ijebus are not a tree without roots.
The Regbe, the city's elite peer groups did not come to play. Custom woven ashoke and other exquisite fabrics accessorized with shiny jewelry, with each group trying to outglam the other in a manner fit for global recognition.
And you can see the whole of Ijebu land, people are coming from all over the world. And I must say I'm very proud of it too, because my great-grandfather started Ojude Oba. So it's also very gratifying for me that what we started is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's our gift to Nigeria and to the world. The festival has many colors. It has become an international festival that we all cherish. Very soon, we want to make it a UNESCO recognized festival.
The VIP guest list was just as stacked, featuring everyone from top-tier celebrities to the internet's favorite influencers. Making a dramatic entrance on horseback is the king of steeds himself, Farouk Oreagba. Exuding his signature effortless elegance, the financial executive turned cultural icon once again stole the spotlight, embodying the perfect blend of modern sophistication and deep-rooted tradition.
And turning to company news now, Tafawa Balewa Square bursts with energy as Golden Penny, one of Nigeria's leading food brands, hosts families to a grand fun-filled Children's Day celebration. With fun games, activities, and exciting prizes, the brand transforms the venue into a high-energy playground fit for the occasion.
Known for its range of household food products, Golden Penny extends its commitment to nourishment beyond the table, creating an immersive experience for families to celebrate Children's Day this year. Kids race between activities including bouncing castles, fun rides, and face painting stations, enjoying games and chances to win exciting prizes. According to organizers, the celebration reflects the brand's commitment to creating meaningful moments that blend joy with everyday nourishment.
You know, this is our third year. And when we started back 3 years ago, it only seems like yesterday, we wanted to create a joyful space for kids to give them some great times and some great food, and for them to have memories that they will treasure.
As a brand, we serve happiness and we also serve nourishment. So for us, we are doing both today. The physical event, having fun, is serving happiness. In the physical form as well, we're also serving nourishment with our large portfolio of brands, with our Amazing Day, the spread, the mayonnaise, the flour, and all of that. We are also responsible to teaching children how to eat well and eat good.
The event also serves as a strategic launchpad for Cocoa Crush, the latest addition to the Golden Penny portfolio, as the company continues to expand its range of nutritional products.
We have Cocoa Crush here. It's our new chocolate powder drink. We launched it recently to complete our bundle of breakfast offerings. We launched Amazing Day in 2021, and we're adding Cocoa Crush to it to make it a complete meal for the family. That's why we are here today. And you can see that the kids and the children are having fun with Cocoa Crush. Cocoa Crush, a crush on every sip.
Judging by the children's reactions, the fun did not disappoint.
Today was good, today was fun, today was epic. I feel very happy. I enjoyed this Children's Day very well.
For families, it is a day to treasure. For Golden Penny, it's a chance to give back by creating an experience that brings loved ones together.
And now to the downstream sector. As part of its commitment to make refined petroleum products more affordable for Nigerians, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery Petrochemicals has announced a fresh reduction in the ex-depot price of premium motor spirit and automotive gas oil. In a statement released, the refinery giant says it's cut the ex-depot price, commonly known as petrol, to 1,250 naira per litre, down from 1,275 naira per litre, while the price of AGO, also known as diesel, is reduced to 1,700 naira, down from 1,800 naira per litre. The price review comes amid the refinery's continued efforts to improve supply efficiency, deepen domestic refining, and provide cost relief to consumers and businesses that depend heavily on petroleum products for transportation, power generation, and industrial generation. And now to sports news. PSG defeated Arsenal 4-3 in penalties to win their second consecutive Champions League title after a 1-1 draw in the final at the Puskas Arena in Budapest. Kai Havertz fired Arsenal into an early lead before Ousmane Dembele equalized from the spot in the second half. Eberechi Eze and Gabriel Magalhaes both missed for the Gunners in the shootout as PSG became just the second club to retain the title in the Champions League era. For PSG boss Luis Enrique, it was his third Champions League triumph, making him one of the only 5 coaches to complete a hat-trick at the first coming with Barcelona in 2015. And Liverpool have sacked Arne Slot just a year after winning the Premier League. Slot won Liverpool's 20th top-flight league crown only 12 months ago, but leaves Anfield with immediate effect after enduring a testing title defense. The season fizzled out and ultimately ended without any silverware, despite a lavish outlay, spending £450 million on new signings in last year's transfer window. The Reds endured their worst run of form in 70 years earlier this season, as they recorded just 4 wins across 15 outings losing 9 during that dismal period. Former Bournemouth boss Anthony Roller is now seen as the clear front-runner to take over at Anfield. And the inaugural Metropolitan Golf Kitty has been held in Alakore Golf Course, Ibejuleke in Lagos. Members of the club came together for a day of sports, networking and relaxation. Nigeria's ambassador to Australia, Oshonic State, Femi Pedro, performed the ceremonial tee-off as organizers expressed satisfaction with impressive turnout and the success of the event.
Members of the Metropolitan Club converge on the Lakowe Lakes Golf Course for the inaugural edition of the club's Golf Kitty, aimed at promoting fellowship, healthy competition, and stronger relationships among members. The ceremonial tee-off is performed by Nigeria's ambassador to Australia and Oceanic States, Mr. Femi Pedro, who commends the initiative and encourages members to continue using golf as a platform for unity, networking, and personal wellness.
We are members of the same club, Metropolitan Club. We sit together, have lunch, share, stories and business deals. But we never realized that we also have something in common. Golfing. And so somebody came up with the idea, let's have Metropolitan Club Golf Grove. And when I heard about it, I jumped at it. It's been fantastic. This is the inaugural one, the first one we're having.
The event provides an opportunity for social interaction and business networking.
We had guests, people who are not members of the club. And they got to know more about who the kind of people are that are in the Metropolitan Club. And also the Lakowe Lakes Golf Club is a premier club. It meets the kind of standard that the Metropolitan Club is known for and the membership.
Organizers believe that the primary objective of fostering camaraderie and strengthening bonds among members has been achieved, while promising even bigger additions in the future.
I think we achieved everything we wanted to achieve. We had 55 people who wanted to play. We got 34 to play. The other 21 couldn't play because of other traveling and so on. But I'm sure the next event will have 55 and more. So from now on, the next kitty will be purely for charity. This is a trial event.
I think it meets with my expectation, right? We were not even actually expecting this to be at this level. But with the cooperation of the members, and I was really surprised, a lot of members turned up. It's really very well organized, and I think we're going places, and it will bring harmony in the club.
As the curtains fall on the maiden edition of the Metropolitan Club Golf Kitty, the impressive turnout and level of engagement lays a solid foundation for what is...
Now, outside our shores, our sea medical charity, Médecins Sans Frontières, has warned that the rapid spread of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo is deeply alarming. 2 weeks after the outbreak was declared, MSF Deputy Director Dr. Alan Gonzalez said the number of cases recorded earlier was unprecedented. More than 1,000 suspected cases and at least 246 deaths have been reported in DRC, while neighboring Uganda has confirmed 9 cases and 1 death. Gonzalez said containment efforts and aid deliveries were being hindered by border and airport closures. The World Health Organization has also warned that ongoing conflict is hampering the response. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus arrived in Bunia, the capital of the worst-hit Ituri province, on Friday to assess response efforts and address challenges. He urges communities to play a greater role in fighting the outbreak and warned that traditional funeral practices, while culturally important, currently pose a high risk of spreading the virus. And the main news again. Turaki-led People's Democratic Party certified former President Goodluck Jonathan to run again as president. Former leader is set to say yes to the call. The Nigeria Democratic Congress showed readiness for the 2027 presidential election. They've adopted Peter Obi as its candidate and Rabiu Kwankwaso as running mate. And that's it on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Ladi Williams. From me and the team right here at Channels HQ. Good night.